Thank you ever so much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Oh, my name is Willie Lawson, and this is the Willie Lawson Show here on iHeartRadio. We appreciate you being here this evening. Thank you. It is another fabulous evening here in the Tampa Bay area. It's beautiful out. It's nice and warm, and you guys know who listen to my show on Blog Talk Radio. I like being warm. I hate being cold. Makes me grumpy. So things are good, and I'm looking forward to a good show here. I don't know how long this is going to last, but looking forward to a good show. The title of the show tonight is Science and the Conservative, because mainstream media and the liberal left are trying to make those two things mutually exclusive. Because that's what the liberal left does. The liberal left is very good at isolating people and turning them into something that they're not. So the idea is that if I don't agree with you, if I don't agree with the liberal left position on anything, then I am something. If I don't agree with the liberal left's position on affirmative action, then I'm a racist. If I don't agree with the liberal left position on abortion, then I'm someone who hates women. I'm a misogynist. If I don't agree with the liberal left's position on anthropomorphic global warming, then I'm a science denier. If I'm a Christian and I believe that God created the heavens and the earth and man, then I'm a science denier, and that's the new thing not to be. If you're a conservative, that's the new thing not to be. You don't want to be a science denier. Oh, they may think we're science deniers. So you go along with nonsense that you know is nonsense. And frankly, if it were just, I like the Seminoles more than I like the Gators, if it were only that, then it wouldn't matter. But it isn't. We're talking about all sorts of positions, especially when we talk about the abortion issue, when we're talking about climate change. We're talking about billions, trillions of dollars being sucked out of economies, being sucked out of the hands of taxpayers that fund ththese regulations that do nothing except give more control to government and give more control. And in the United States, not necessarily giving more control to just our government. That's bad enough. But giving more control to forces at the UN and global initiatives than our local government. So that's why we can't be afraid that we cannot be afraid of the name calling. We simply can't be afraid of the name calling. So today we're going to talk about one thing, and I saw the perfect example of this today. The perfect example. I was reading the newspaper, and I was actually looking for. I got an email from a friend of mine that was congratulating me for running for county commissioner in my district, and he said I was happy to read it in the paper. So I don't get the newspaper, and I think that anybody who is an environmentalist should not get the newspaper. My God, all those trees that lost their lives, all that poisonous ink. And that's not why I don't get the newspaper. I don't read it. It stacks up. It may end up in the recycling bin, but in the meantime, it's on my desk. It's on my table where my computer is. It's on the floor. It's everywhere. It's a mess. So we don't get the newspaper. We used to get the newspaper. We don't get the newspaper anymore. And especially now that the newspaper is down to the thinness of a CD or DVD. And half of that is advertising. No reason to get the newspaper. But I tried to find the article about my announcement on the internet. I tried to look for TBO.com, which is the Tampa Tribune, online paper, and then and the TampaBay.com, which is the Tampa Bay Times, and I couldn't find it. So it was obvious I was going to have to go out in search of a newspaper. I went out in search of a newspaper. Went to the first convenience store. There wasn't any newspapers, magazines, nothing in this store. Now, actually, I went to one more, and then I ended up at Walgreens, where I tell you what, I found a newspaper, and I looked for the article first before I bought the newspaper, and I did find the little article, and it was okay. Somehow they said they couldn't, and I know this is a tangent, but it's okay. You'll be okay. Somehow they said they couldn't find me. Well, on the press release is my phone number. No one ever called me. You couldn't be reached for comment. Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yes, I could have. You just didn't try. You didn't return the email that I sent you, that I sent the press release. You didn't try to contact me. This is why you couldn't contact me. Couldn't be reached for comments because I couldn't give a crap. That's what it should have read. Mr. Lawson could not be reached for comment because I don't give a crap. And I didn't try. In any case, so I was looking in the newspaper, and I was looking online, and I saw. Let me see if I can find it online while I'm talking to you. And you have to excuse me because I don't type and talk very well. I just don't. Some people are good at that. I'm not so good at that. There it is. Here's the headline. Headline is, Florida lawmakers skeptical carbon dioxide causes global warming. So this Florida lawmaker is skeptical. Oh my God, skeptical. That carbon dioxide causes global warming. Oh, what a moron. And all the comments are, what a moron, what an idiot. Because there is this, and I think we have to understand this as conservatives, there is this emperor's new clothes mentality with the liberal left. If one of the leaders, their leaders, says so, then it is so. Period. And anybody who doesn't see it, believe it, recognize it, and act like it's real, whether they actually see it or not, is a denier, is a moron, is an idiot, is a conservative. And it's the same thing with anthropomorphic global warming. That's the same thing, regardless. And they'll call you and folks, they'll call you a science denier. I love that. They call you a science denier. Although all I've ever done, when I first heard about anthropomorphic global warming, I thought to myself, it could be. I really did. I'll be honest with you. Could be. A lot of humans on the planet, a lot of smokestacks, a lot of factories, a lot of cars. Could be. And then I started thinking this, the only way that you can prove any of this stuff is scientific, is use something called the scientific method. And this is going to be important. This is going to be very important to you as you talk to your friends, your neighbors, as you talk about this in public forums, as you talk about this in your home, as you talk about this to your kids, that you use something you learned a long time ago, probably in 7th or 8th grade, maybe even sooner than that, called the scientific method. And we're going to go through this, and then we're going to try to superimpose the theory of evolution and the theory of anthropomorphic global warming upon the scientific method to see if we can get them to match up. And this is what conservatives need to do. And then you'll know right away if you're dealing with somebody who is a seeker or just someone who is a sheeple. Scientific method says this. Ask a question. Well, let's ask a question. Is the planet heating? That's one question. Then the second stage is do background research. And I'm guessing if I was going to ask that question, I would need temperature data from as many points as I could realistically. And from that data is when you then construct a hypothesis. How many people out there who are listening went, "Oh yeah, I thought you did the hypothesis first"? No, you have to ask a question first. Then do some research, and then construct a hypothesis. Now here's the next point. Here's where evolution and anthropomorphic global warming fail as being a science. Test with an experiment. Can you test evolution with an experiment? Can you test anthropomorphic, that's human-caused global warming with an experiment? No, you can't. It hasn't. All they've done is their background research, and now they have a hypothesis. They skipped over test with an experiment, find out if your procedure is working, analyze the data, and draw conclusions. They constructed a hypothesis, did some research, came up with a conclusion, and communicated those results. That's not science. That's not science. That's something else. It's not science. It's something else. But it's truly not science. It's your best guess. Under the best circumstances, it's your best guess. Under the worst conditions, it's a great way to move communism to the fore, which is what a lot of people believe, that this is a way to usher in socialist communism. And I agree with that. I agree with that. So, in any case, that's the scientific method. That's the scientific method. And if what they're saying doesn't back up to that, if you can't superimpose what they're talking about to that, again, that you just have to ask the question. Ask the question. Ask them, and whoever you're talking to, no matter how erudite they seem to be, no matter what kind of degrees they have. They may say that, it's too nuanced for you to understand. God. You don't want to, I never want to hit a woman, but I'd watch somebody else do it. In any case, that's what the deal is, right? That's what the deal is. Anthropomorphic global warming. You have to ask a question, not two questions, a question. Is there global warming? Is it caused by human beings? That's two questions. There's no way to experiment. There's been no experiments, none, that can conclusively say it's the humans. You need to do a double blind to find out if it's the humans. You'd have the very same situation, two very same situations, one with humans, one without. You don't have that. Nobody has that. All they've done, anybody's done, is some background research, which I'm guessing, which is what a thinking person would do. They would simply find the history of points around the planet over time to see if the general temperature of the planet is increasing or decreasing. Now, you may be able to find that out. you may be able to see trends, but finding out what's causing it over something that is as vast as an earth, with so many different climate situations and people situations and factory situations, it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. So if science says, or if somebody comes to you and goes, well, yeah, damn science denier, you probably don't believe in evolution either. Take out the scientific method. Ask them what experiments have been run to prove evolution. Well, that's why even Darwin was, this whole evolution, this whole evolution thing got out of hand, and even Darwin couldn't deal with it because he wasn't even. I mean, it had gone places and taken on whole ideas that he never even attended. So when the guy who is credited with it isn't down with it, why is anybody else? I'm Christian. I believe in creationism. I think it's creationism. Now you may be something else, but to say that it's evolutionary in that sense, that that's the answer, is really not scientific at all. It's no more scientific than me, anyway. It's no more scientific than me. We don't have any real evidence. We don't have any real evidence that evolution is continuing. And why? And if it stopped, why did it stop? Even adaptations, if humans are as old and the planet is as old as the evolutionists say, humans should be getting adaptations. Are we? No, we seem to be getting adaptations that make us weaker and more susceptible. Like my son says, we're devolving instead of evolving. We should be getting better. We should be getting stronger. We should be getting smarter. We should be able to fend off disease. We should be able to be better in different climates. Why can't we climb trees? Why can't we fly? Why can't we run fast? Why can't we do any of these things? Yes, some of us are bigger and stronger. That's true, and faster. Are they going to be the ones, or is it going to be the professional athletes that kill the rest of us and eat us in a pure survival of the fittest situation? Will it only be the professional athletes and the CrossFit nuts left on the planet? Will that be it? Probably not. Probably not. All right, we're going to take a little break. We'll be back with more of the Will Austin Show here on iHeartRadio right after these messages.
If you want to be an adoptive parent, it doesn't matter if you're a little different.
I'm a box troll. Oh, really?
What you look like.
Your ears aren't pointy. I slept on them funny.
Or what you sound like. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you. Call 888-200-4005 or visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Go, Caleb! Come on, hit a homer, Jesse!
Let's go, guys!
Hey, did you guys know that kids who play sports earn more money when they grow up?
Of course. I knew that.
Hey, did you guys know that kids who read books have a bigger vocabulary?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Wow, jinx. Did you guys know that friendly children have more friends?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's true. I knew that. Did you guys know that winter babies are better at music?
Everyone knows that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
obvious.
Oh, hey, guys, did you know that most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Huh, I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure I knew that.
I'm pretty sure you didn't.
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right car seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting.
Location?
In the woods, just outside of town.
Oh, not surprising. You've got your home. Bears have theirs.
Yeah, but see, this wasn't just any bear. This bear was wearing jeans and a hat, as in Smokey Bear.
Jeans and a hat. That's definitely Smokey. What exactly did he have to say?
Well, we were about to head home, after having a bonfire.
Oh, I can guess where this is going.
Right. See, Smokey told me the fire wasn't actually out. He said if it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave.
That's true. Did you know that 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans? That means 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
Wow, no kidding?
I'm a forest ranger. We never kid.
Sorry.
that was a joke.
Oh.
If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference, because 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans. Brought to you by Smokey Bear, the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at smokeybear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Go, Caleb! Come on, hit a homer, Jesse!
Let's go, guys!
Hey, did you guys know that kids who play sports earn more money when they grow up?
Of course. I knew that.
Hey, did you guys know that kids who read books have a bigger vocabulary?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Wow, jinx. Did you guys know that friendly children have more friends?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's true. I knew that. Did you guys know that winter babies are better at music?
Everyone knows that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, so obvious.
Oh, hey, guys, did you know that most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Huh, I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure I knew that.
I'm pretty sure you didn't.
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right car seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Okay, we're back with more of the Will Austin Show here on Blog Talk. on iHeartRadio. We appreciate it. Golly, you know what? If I have something to say to my friends on Blog Talk Radio, y'all got to get drops, because drops are where it's at. As a matter of fact, these kind of drops. Excuse me. What can I do for you? What'd you say? Oh, yeah. The cows are saying that their farts are heating the planet up. Their farts are heating the planet up. Well, wouldn't the cows be farting anyway? See, that's the craziness behind the liberal left. Liberal left doesn't want us to eat cows. They don't want us to eat meat. They believe the beef industry is way, way overboard, especially in their treatment of animals. Now, let's say I'll always go to this point. Let's say tomorrow. Let's say on Friday, we decide that we're not going to eat meat anymore. No more beef. No more lamb. No more chicken. We're not going to. Is the liberal left okay with us killing all these animals? Let's just slaughter them. Or do we let them run free? The millions and millions of cows and lambs and chickens, let them run free, eating grass and farting up a storm. Is that? What are you doing to save the planet? I'm eating the cows. I'm eating the cows. Exactly. I mean, let's let them run wild. What are we gonna do? Because then they fart everywhere, and then and the methane from their farts causes global anthropomorphic global warming. And if we just eat beans, so do we. You know, it's always interesting that it is, in liberal left's idea, it is the human that is the cause of every ill on the planet. And our liberal left is the American human who is the ill of the planet. Because of the things that we have, it is because our greed for stuff, our need for things, our need for comfort, the same comfort they have, it is that is destroying the environment and destroying the planet. The very same people in the liberal left who are at the UN building, living in, I mean, not living, but in and working in a very large air-conditioned structure in New York City. Some of them who have constituency, if you can call it that, living in mud huts. These people haven't brought their mud huts with them. They're living in nice, upscale, beautiful, upscale apartments and condominiums in New York City, paid for by their governments. Anybody see any wanton hypocrisy going on there? Oh yeah. And while you, who've decided to not be a science denier, but somebody who says, you know what, I'm going to use science. Let's use science. If someone comes up with a study, here's what I want you to do. Here's how a conservative handles it. Well, they'll say, hey man, did you know there was a study on eggs and they found out that eggs were bad for you? The conservative answer ought to be, I didn't know that. Who did that study? 9 times out of 10, the liberal left idiot that is telling you about that study doesn't have any earthly idea. I don't know, man. I think it was the government or something. I don't know. Oh, so you don't know who did the study? You don't know where it was? Was it a double-blind study? How many subjects? Over what length of time? How was the study done? Was the study repeated by somebody else? The most important study, who paid for it? Who paid for that study? Isn't it interesting that studies that are paid for usually go in the favor of the people who paid for them? Because there's a whole class of people, ladies and gentlemen, who are supposed scientists who live, it is their living day to day doing research for people who will pay for it. And who will continue to pay for research that doesn't follow their direction. So whenever anybody comes to you and says, well, there was a study, ask these questions. Well, who did the study? Who paid for the study? Was the study repeated? How was it done? Where can I read about it? Before you just say, well, eggs are bad for you. Because isn't it interesting that the next week eggs are okay? And then they're bad for you, then they're okay. Coffee is bad for you, now it's not okay. It's okay, it's not okay. Yes, coffee good, coffee bad. Caffeine, okay. Not so bad for you. Caffeine is Beelzebub. Caffeine might as well be rat poison. Oh, which is it? Well, it's all of them. And some of them. But I'm telling you, when they start calling you a science denier, what you do is you pull up science. And it is science that will expose their politics. It is the science that will expose their agenda. It is the science that they are denying that will expose their hypocrisy. My name is Willie Lawson. This is the Willie Lawson Show here on iHeartRadio. Till we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, take care of yourself. We'll see you when we see you.